Time for a little off the beaten path. Just notice this little draw out here. Drainages are always a lot of fun to follow. Let's go see where it takes us. Lots of tracks out here. Knowing this country, I probably want to say antelope. Other than that, just nice, peaceful, quiet desert with the wind blowing. Field of basalt rock. Let's keep going, see what else is out here. A couple little fence posts hanging out. Starts to tighten up, get a little deeper up here shortly. Well, something at some point in time was worth building a road out here. We'll chase this a ways and see what it shows. Okay, so maybe not so much a road as wagon terrace. We definitely come in here for some reason. whatever it was, it seems to carry on and hit up that draw. I don't want to chase that. We'll take off and head down here into the main canyon. Maybe we find it down in here again. That's just really cool. That ledge right there. And that piece of the ledge right there. All this soft ground underneath that ledge just gave way, and that whole piece is just slowly working its way to head for the bottom. So I seen these from across the canyon when I was discussing that piece of rock sliding down here. Hopefully you can kind of make it out. It really shows today. The wave patterns basically in that sandstone. Yeah, that was deposited beach sands. And yep, those are marks from the waves of the ancient ocean that took this land and created that sandstone. Not ancient by any stretch of the imagination. But I want to say I am probably pushing at least 1.5 miles from the main road. Down the main canyon from the wagon terrace I came across. So at some point in time, there it is. Let's go exploring. Looks like probably an old coal mine digging into a seam here. Let's go see what we got. So before that rock fell, blocking up the entrance, looking at this strata here, yes, this is one of the coal seams of the area. Don't know enough about coal to tell you if it's high grade or not. But somebody thought it was worth digging an old mine shaft. Straight back in. And since then, other people have found it to be a good place to leave their trash. Oh, doesn't look very deep. Let's go peek. A little worried about snakes today. Yep. Most definitely an old coal mine. As you say, never know what I'm gonna find when I'm out here. gonna walk in this canyon a minute now. I'm looking back over there on that ridge. I had this feeling there's maybe a road there. I'm not real sure. Walking across here, what do I see? It's a lot of disturbed dirt. Let's go see what's over there. So, definitely been some dirt works done. Things have been disturbed and changed and moved. I have a feeling when I come around this corner here, I'm going to find out why. And yep, absolutely no answer. Aside from that green shale underneath, washes a whole lot easier than the rest of this. Still can't escape this feeling there's something else going on down here. So, something a little different right here. There's this, I want to say a limestone rock with quartz injected into it. Injected into it. Quite a bit of it in this one little area. Study time. Yeah, definitely I want to say a limestone with a quartz intrusion. Kind of runs there, it's there, a little sticking out there, a little more over there. Yeah, I think we found a band of some injected quartz and limestone pushed up through the sandstone. Stopped and took a look back at that limestone quartz intrusion, and you can see it really well. Sandstone on the right and the left, and the little light streak through the middle there is that intrusion. Seem to find a lot of those out in this country. Gonna have to do a lot of research to figure that out. Some old barbed wire. A little shady spot for a few here. Starting to get a little later in the day. Starting to get a little warm. Contemplating instead of chasing this all the way to the river, taking a hard right turn and heading out that way. This was kind of a secondary trip today anyway. Maybe it needs its own entire day out here. Time for a break. See what I decide. So while I was sitting here eating lunch, ooh, that's back there. There we go. See where the water comes off the rock. Down the side, and has been carving this channel into the really underside of this rock. That's what makes this so amazing here. The way the water will carve channels. way the sandstone gives way. Formations that it starts creating. But just as I'm getting into some interesting stuff, I did decide there's a lot more to this place than I have time for today. So we're gonna hightail it up that draw there, get back out on the flats, see if we can mosey back to the truck without dying a heat stroke today. Yeah, got a little warm on me today. So here's the thing with the canyon country. Right there was my little break. I decided to come up this draw I'm now in. Stop and look back. Yep. Just around the corner from my little break spot. Not very far down a canyon. There's the river. And an old homestead cabin. All right, changing plans, here we go. Yes, it is. It's an old mattress out here in the middle of kind of nowhere. There may be a road closer to me than I know, but pretty certain that right there, some old-time rock climber stuff. Who probably came out here, found this, went and got the old mattress, drug it out here as the crash pad, and we're bouldering on this little piece of rock. Really looks like a lot of fun to try. So yeah, here we are. Another thing from the past. Nice sign from the BLM. Unfurl it, it says, "Please don't erase the traces of America's past." That is a thing we all need to keep in mind. History is just beautiful. So, somehow there is an ATV trail in here. I think I took the more scenic route. But yeah, really awesome old cabin down in here. Take a quick hike around it. I'm gonna fix that problem one of these days. Witness markers. I'll get to that plan later. What a beautiful spot to pick. And the Gunnison River is right over there. A little shelter from some of the weather. I won't blame him. And back up there where I said I think there's a road, there's something weird going on. I honestly think there is. I'm probably not seeing things. I think I'm gonna try and move with speed and get back to that one spot. Show you what I seen that I thought maybe I was losing my mind over, but now I come to realize I'm probably not. I'll see you guys up there in a few. Yeah, I absolutely know now. I was not losing my mind. Coming in, I missed this spot. It's definitely human stacked stone to make a little trail or a pathway over there. We'll keep going to the other spot. Maybe you'll understand why I thought I was losing my mind more when we get there. Quick stop back here. This, just due to the shape, the size, and the benching of it, I guarantee was human earthworks. What we were digging and looking for, only the guy that dug the hole probably knows. But it is a different colored shale in a weird location. So we go digging to find out. Also, our little quartz intrusion. I have this feeling that was probably an ancient hot springs or possibly even geyser. They probably put that quartz in those mineral deposits up through a fissure in all the old sandstone. All right, on to the next. So this, see if I can get this right there. Right there. It is slightly flatter around that curve. I kind of thought I might have been losing my mind walking in. We're down to Canyon, just a little ways from that coal mine. We're gonna come on up here, follow this little trail. Boulders were maybe moved in the middle of the trail here. Minor details. I'll be back in a second when I get to the next spot. So following that trail around the face of the hill here, come into this spot. About 5-6 feet wide. Decent trail. Sort of level. When I was walking up here, coming in, it was down below here. And I stopped and took a look up the hill. And then had to do a little scramble to get up here. But I seen this. Right through there. And right through this here. It just struck me as odd and looked like human made. And now, after finding the pieces down below, I'm absolutely sure it was. So, what's the possibilities? The coal mine's just off to the left draw. Another draw takes off to the right. My assumption? We're gonna go with it was a trail to the coal mine from the cabin. Sounds like a viable story. I'm gonna be sticking to that one. Well, here we are, back at the coal mine. Stopping to take a break and cool down. Hiking out of there the whole time, all I can keep thinking is, 4 weeks ago I went out knowing I wanted to start a channel, start this adventure. And in those first videos I kept referring to Shadows of the Past. Kept thinking, that's gonna be a cool name for a channel. Knowing that when I went out, I may or may not find traces of human beings. But there is so many places on this earth that you would think were untouched. Yet mankind has touched virtually all of it at some point in time. This is really just a project for me. Get out, go see the country, go see what I can find. Get off my tail and go out and be somewhere that I enjoy being. I'm really happy I get to bring everybody along with me. And I am simply amazed to start with at the things that I have found so far. And hopefully we keep going and we keep finding more.